My fellow citizens, there is one thought I want you always to bear in mind, and that is that you are Filipinos, that the Philippines are your country and the only country God has given you.
Have you ever felt ignored, like your voice doesn't matter? That's how many Filipinos felt under Governor Leonard Wood. After years of hoping for freedom, suddenly their progress was reversed. Leaders were silenced, laws were vetoed, and Filipinos were pushed aside in their own government. Imagine fighting for independence only to be told that you're not ready, that you're corrupt, or that you don't deserve it yet. This was the struggle of our leaders faced, and it sparked one of the biggest political crises in our history. Good day! In this video, we'll focus on the Filipino grievances against Governor Wood, a petition issued by the Commission on Independence on November 17, 1926. This document summarizes the frustration of Filipino leaders with the administration of Governor General Leonard Wood from 1921 to 1927. Since the arrival of the Americans in 1898, Filipinos had consistently demanded independence. The Jones Law of 1916, also called the Philippine Autonomy Law, promised that the United States would grant independence once Filipinos established a stable government. Under Governor General Francis Burton Harrison, the Filipinization of government took place. By then, 45 provinces were under Filipino governors. More than 800 municipalities were led by Filipino mayors, and the leaders Manuel Quezon, the Senate President, and Sergio Osmeña, the Speaker of the House, held key positions. Filipinos believed independence was within reach. The hopes of the Filipinos were shattered when the Democrats lost the 1920 U.S. presidential election. The new Republican President Warren Harding sent the Wood-Forbes mission, composed of Leonard Wood and William Cameron Forbes, to investigate conditions in the Philippines. They toured 48 provinces and 449 municipalities and reported widespread corruption and patronage, particularly in the handling of public lands and the collapse of the Philippine National Bank. The report implied that Filipino leaders were corrupt and incompetent, and therefore not ready for independence. This deeply offended Quezon and members of the Nacionalista Party. In October 1921, Leonard Wood, recently retired from the U.S. Army, was appointed Governor General of the Philippines. Many thought he would stay only a year before returning to the U.S., but instead, he remained in office until his death in 1927. During his rule, Wood restored American control by appointing Americans, especially military men, to the so-called khaki cabinet, frequently used his veto power to block laws passed by the Philippine legislature, including those on economic development and government-owned corporations, strengthened the powers of the Governor General, reversing Harrison's earlier reforms. The breaking point came on July 21, 1923, in what became known as the Cabinet Crisis. The controversy started with Ray Conley, an American police officer in Manila, accused of taking bribes from gambling lords. Mayor Ramon Fernandez and Justice Secretary Jose P. Laurel pursued the case, but when Governor Wood formed his own board to investigate, Conley was acquitted. Fernandez and Laurel believed Conley was cleared only because he was American. Insulted by Wood's decision, they resigned from their position in protest. In solidarity, Quezon and Manuel Rojas also resigned from the Council of State. This mass resignation symbolized the widening rift between Wood and Filipino leaders. The Filipino grievances against Governor Wood showed that while America claimed to train Filipinos in democracy, Governor Wood's administration represented a return to authoritarian rule. Filipino leaders appealed directly to the American people, insisting that the promise of independence must be honored. In the end, this episode proved that freedom would not simply be handed down by colonial rulers. It had had to be fought for the Filipinos by themselves.